Alright, so here we have a Sabara Jaboticaba and a big fancy hole that I dug and some potting soil. So I've been watching some videos about these Sabara Jaboticabas, and this is my first one. I've actually never even tried the fruit from a Jaboticaba, and I've been seeing in these videos this common theme that they tend to like growing in pots and they don't like being in the ground, at least here in Florida. But so I have this idea, and it might be severely misinformed. Maybe some people that are much more experienced at growing these trees or growing in general can correct me on my error, but my plan is to turn this hole into one big pot of potting soil for this Sabara Jaboticaba and see if I get good success with that. This is Central Florida planting experiments after all, so we're going to do an experiment. Alright, now I've still gone ahead and filled the very bottom of the hole with the organic matter from the top. I like to do that just because it's an easy way to get rid of that organic matter, and I kind of imagine that some of the roots of the weeds and stuff that I dig up are already basically inoculated with some mycorrhizal fungi, and maybe they'll help to eventually bring some of those nutrients from the stuff down there in the bottom of the hole up to the plant that I'm planting. But aside from that, the hole was probably too big for me to fill with the potting soil I have on hand. It's really interesting when I dig holes here, you get to see this dense layer of seashells. I kind of wonder sometimes if those are providing any minerals to the plant as they break down. Alright, and after about 2.5 bags of potting soil, we got it to where this Jaboticaba will be sitting just about 1.5 inches above grade, which is what I'm looking for because I know it's going to sink a little bit. So I'm going to backfill around it with the remainder of the potting soil, and then I'll add a little bit of sand just where necessary because I only have these 3 bags. Alright, so here we have the Sabara Jaboticaba in the ground, basically in a big hole full of potting soil. A little bit of sand on top just to finish filling it, but it's effectively just growing in a hole filled with potting soil in the ground. So this will be an interesting experiment. Please subscribe and check for updates if you're interested to see what happens with this plant.